A huge battle in the Big Ten as Illinois takes on Michigan. It should be an epic battle as we are only 1 week away from Michigan, Ohio State. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Slasher U. I'm your host, Christian Rao, here with my co host, Steve Feck. And we're going to break down this game as we get ready for kickoff on Saturday. Illinois is a team that we finally saw ranked for the first time in a very long time, Steve. And then on the other side of the ball, Michigan has arguably the best running back in all of college football. He is the only non-quarterback in my mind that deserves to be in the Heisman finalist race, and has a quarterback in themselves, so J.J. McCarthy, who has taken over this team and brought them to a significant chance to be seen in the college football playoffs.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, Illinois has been the surprise of the Big Ten this season, and it's been a great surprise. It's always a good program. It just doesn't seem to rise above like middle of the pack, and I think that's more a testament to the other schools, not anything that Illinois is doing wrong. They've done a great job stuffing the run this year. They've only allowed 100 yards rushing against two opponents, Wyoming and Minnesota. And it'll be an interesting dynamic because the Wolverines use the run game to wear down defenses in the first half, and then they just kind of pour it on in the second half. Over the last 5 games, Michigan has outscored its opponents 117-3 in the second half. I had to look that up in 3 different places because I thought it couldn't possibly be correct. And as you mentioned, since J.J. McCarthy took over, Michigan has scored on their first possessions 8 out of 9 times.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's Blake Corum that's responsible, for half of those scores, and he's responsible for really Michigan being able to pull away in the second half because he just breaks the hearts as easily as he breaks the tackles, of the opponents. So it would go a long way towards an Illini win if they could stop Michigan, on their first drive.
Mm-hmm.
The bad news is Penn State has a defense that rivals Illinois. I think Illinois' defense is a little better than Penn State, but it's right there in the same breadth and same category, if you will. But Michigan ran for over 400 yards against the Nittany Lions.
They sure did. They sure did. And you speak of Blake Corum, and I mean, Michigan is averaging 251 yards per game on the ground, and 1,400 of those yards, well, just shy of 1,400, is coming from Corum. He's already has 17 rushing touchdowns on the year. I mean, this guy is incredible. Illinois has had a great defense. They have looked pretty well, but the past 2 games for Illinois has been, I guess you could just call a shock. Like, did not picture this to happen. Like, going into Michigan State, losing that game. This was after the whole Michigan fiasco. So I think Michigan State had some haters to prove off of, but Illinois did not show up in that one. And then losing to Purdue just last week, that was also a huge hit. Yeah. We saw a ranked Illinois team lose the last 2 in Big Ten play. This is a team that I thought was going to be the Big Ten West champion, and playing either Michigan or Ohio State in the Big Ten championship. That is not going to be the case at all. That's not going to be the case at all. But this is probably their best bet to right the ship, if you will. They have to play Illinois, or they have to play Michigan, then they finish the season on Northwestern. I see Michigan getting the job done on this one. They're a 17.5-point favorite. Yeah. I think that I'm not sure if they can cover the whole 17.5. I think Illinois is going to play some good defense. But I think we're going to see an 8-4 Illinois team. That's still a great season for Illinois, and they should have a pretty decent bowl. But we should be set up to see Michigan, Ohio State, 2 battles the unbeatens in the last week of the season, which I absolutely can't wait for. What do you think? You think we're on the same page there?
I am. Now, the Illini are technically still alive in the West, correct? Mm-hmm. I mean, a lot of things have to happen, but they're technically alive.
Oh, the West is wide open. I mean, there are 4 teams tied for first at 4-3 in the West. You got Purdue, Illinois, Iowa, and Minnesota all tied. But with that, with that loss to Purdue, that really hurts them because they had the tiebreaker. So Purdue, I think, is technically in the lead, but they write their own destiny. But if they can get some help from Purdue, Illinois can be right back in the thick of it. Regardless, I think whoever comes out of that division is going to be in trouble by either Michigan or Ohio State.
Yeah, and one thing to keep in mind here is that the weather is going to have an effect at some point during this game. There's going to be some pretty serious snowfall coming down during the between kickoff and the end of this game. So that's gonna, I think, keep the scores down too. I agree. I don't think that Michigan can cover, but it's Michigan, Ohio State. I mean, it's as much as I would love to see Illinois pull off the upset here. I just don't. I think for them, if they keep it close and entertaining for 4 quarters and not have that 117-3, second half differential, come and bite them in the butt as well. I think Illinois would have to be happy with that. And I think Illinois fans would be happy with that. Yes, they want to win, but I think, they're really knowledgeable football fans there. So I don't think you're not going to see a lot of Illini fans saying, "Oh no, we're going to kill them. It's you're underrating us." I think they're pretty realistic about their chances in this game.
Sure.
And I think they have to be happy that the weather is going to sort of play a factor at some point as well.
If Illinois won the last 2 games and weren't on a 2-game losing streak, maybe you could have a different narrative about them going in to play Michigan. Maybe there's more of a chance. Maybe the odds are more in their favor, or at least the spread's a little lower, if you will. But I just don't see that happening after seeing the flaws and the setbacks we've seen in the last 2 games for the Fighting Illini. I do think they still have a great squad. I think that they are going to be great for many years to come. We're going to see them continuing battling it out and competing in the Big Ten. I can't wait till they get rid of these divisions if they ever decide to do it in the Big Ten. I still think that it should be the top 2 teams in the Big Ten battling it out in the Big Ten championship. But hopefully we're going to see that next week at 2 battles unbeaten if Michigan can take the win against Illinois, and then we see Ohio State take care of Maryland. I see that happening. But for this Michigan-Illinois game, we're going to catch this one Saturday. It's going to be at noon Eastern. You're catching this one on ABC. Again, Michigan, a 17.5-point favorite. Let us know in the comments what you think. Do you think that Michigan can cover the spread? Do you think they can get to undefeated and take on Ohio State? And maybe give us your early predictions. Who do you think will win that game, Michigan or Ohio State? Let us know in the comments below.